Hello and welcome to another episode of the Budget Traveler. My name is Nahashon, and today's video is all about the new train from Nairobi to Nanyuki and back to Nairobi. After more than 20 years of not being operational, the train from Nairobi to Nanyuki was revived and launched in December 11th, with its first public users making the trip on Friday the 18th. The train line, known as Mwisho wa Reli because it terminates at the end of the eastern sideline, was a welcome move to many residents and will definitely usher in new markets for central Kenya and eastern region. As the train snaked through the regions, you could see people taking pictures and happily waving, and kids will run around chanting. So let's talk about the price. The price for the second class, that is 200 shillings, and for the first class, which I'm in right now, that is 1,000 shillings. The train ride costs 200 shillings from Nairobi to Nanyuki in the third class and 1,000 shillings in the first class. In between different stations, the cost from one town to another did go as low as 30 shillings. The train made several stops. It was even hard to keep tabs of all the different stops, but there are some that I managed to note down and I'm going to show them right now. While traveling to Nanyuki, I used the third class and it was not a very comfortable ride. The seating arrangement is similar to the normal commuter trains. This made the ride very uncomfortable after a few hours, and there were several people who were standing through the journey as we picked up more passengers. Being an inaugural run, I believe Kenya Railways didn't anticipate a lot of people to travel and put a few coaches. Only 4 for the third class and 1 for the first class. This is how the third class looks like. It just looks like the Kawaida train which we used to commute back at home. I use a River train often, so this is how it looks like. And it's not very comfortable for the long journey. Yeah, because you can imagine it's 100 and almost 80 kilometers. So seated like this, and when it's full, it means some people are standing. So that's a little hectic. But this is what it looks like. Yeah. The seating in first class though is a very sharp contrast from the third class. I used the first class on the ride bike from Nanyuki and it was a very comfortable ride, which made me appreciate the ride more. This is a walkthrough of the first class. This is the main door. So the door to the couch, and here is the first seat. Then there's a bed here which someone can climb and sleep. You use this ladder to climb that. And then there's this side and there's a door. So this door, you can use it to separate the two sections. Again, a seat and a bed. This is the ladder you put here. And yeah, we've thrown some things here. Then we have these drawers, so you can put even more stuff inside the drawers. Then there's a sink here which you can also close. I'm not sure how to close it, and use it as like a table, so you can even place like a computer up here. Then there's a tap, a sink which has water, and there's also this drinking water place. That's another tap, and there's a fan. So yeah, that's how the first class looks. So the guys on this side can decide to close this door. It's a bit hard. Yeah, but they can close it to have privacy between the two sides. And there are some sockets, so you can also charge your devices. It's perfect. We are still at the train station. If the sun is too hot, there are some blinds which you can just bring down. Yeah, and voila, no sun. Again, you can just lift them up, and you can look outside and enjoy the views. Okay, we are not yet moving, so no views yet. Did I mention there's a carpet? So you can remove your shoes and walk. Okay, forget the dust on my legs. Yeah, I'm very dusty because of all the walking. But yeah, there's a carpet which is very comfortable. I'm with Sam and Mish. They're doing photo ops. So in these two coaches we will be 4 guys. I'm with one guy here, and then on this other side it will be Sam and Mish. So we will be 4. Maybe it's because of the COVID restrictions, but maybe later on, because there are 3 seats, maybe they'll accept 3 people to sit here. But for now it's only 2 people on this side and another 2 the other side. So if it's a group thing, that is very perfect, because it can be like 4 people having the entire couch. There's no need to fight about which side someone will sit. There's an armrest which you just pull out like that, and you can sit. There's also another armrest here, so 3 people sitting comfortably. The chairs are very comfortable. They're just like perfect. So even you can use this as a bed, I'm sure, and another person can use the top part as a bed. Oh, another thing I've just seen, there's a dustbin here. Almost everything that I've mentioned about this carriage, there's none of that in the third class, like none. It's a completely different experience. And in fact, I can say this is way better than the first class in the SGR, like by miles. You can pay 3,000 for this. I cannot pay 3,000 for the SGR first class. Nah. The lights and the fan and the charger are still not working because the train is not on. But once we start to move, they'll be activated. I think this is a mosquito net. In case you don't want to bring the blinds down, I think you can lift these up like that, so the windows can still be open but bugs won't come inside, because this is just a window. Yeah, they thought of everything. I keep discovering new features. So this is a cup holder, very interesting. Yeah, and you can put it back like that. And there's also an ashtray. Don't smoke, cancer kills. So we also have reading lights. Reading lights you can put on and off. I think they're not working because the train is not on. And there's another window. You can just lift it up, it locks somewhere, and you can look outside without going outside. More and more features. We keep discovering the features the more we sit here. And this is where the toilets are. Chore lavatory, and there's a sink again, soap, and there is a toilet which I don't know how you flush it. I think you use this to flush. This side has good toilets, the other side is just a hole.
From Nairobi to Nanyuki, the train took 9 hours, which honestly is a very long time compared to using a matatu, which takes 3 hours to 4 hours. We left Nairobi exactly 9:30 am and arrived in Nanyuki 5:50 pm. If you're in the third class like I was for the 9 hours, the journey might not be as pleasing since the train was full. The train made several stops, some being as long as 20 minutes, which I believe also resulted in the longer time of the journey. When coming back to Nairobi, the stopping time was reduced to as low as 4 minutes, and that also contributed to the shorter time. The journey back from Nanyuki to Nairobi was a bit shorter and we took roughly 7 hours. We left at 10:30 am and arrived at the Nairobi station 6:05 pm for a total of 7 hours 35 minutes. In the third class, there being a lot of people, it made it hard to do good sightseeing because you will be blocked by other people and there was restricted movement. Once in a while you will catch a glimpse of the awesome terrains of central Kenya while the train meandered through the hills of Sagana all the way to Karatina. The journey to Nanyuki involves climbing several hills, which also made the journey slower compared to the journey back where you will be doing more descending. The first class is the best way to travel the train for sightseeing and just appreciating the journey in general. You will have all the room and space to move around and soak in the views from both sides of the train. After the first train ride, my suggestion will be that more carriages need to be added to accommodate more people in the train, both third class and first class. Another suggestion will be to increase the number of trains from 1 to maybe 2. Like the SGR, it will be a welcome move if we also had an express train that did not stop. And for the one that stops, the stoppage time reduced to as low as 3 minutes in every station. Another suggestion will be the introduction of an online booking system. While in Nanyuki, several people were left behind because they arrived a bit late and the train was full. The train also operates only on Friday to Nanyuki and Sunday back to Nairobi, and it will be better if there were several more trips, especially during this festive and holiday season. In conclusion, the train ride is not for people who are in a rush because of how long it takes, but if you are maybe just going for sightseeing and a vacation in Nanyuki, the train is perfect, but again only using the first class. That is unless the seating arrangement of the third class is changed to match the economy class of the SGR. Lastly, carry a lot of food and water because there might not be people selling items in the train. During the stops, there are no shops or street vendors. Hopefully this will also change in due time. In general, the train ride is a fun ride which I would encourage more people to do and be able to visit the different locations, and even if it's for a vacation in Nanyuki or any of the other regions.
Anyway, that has been it for this video. It's extremely loud, I'm shouting. So until next time, bye.